Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to talk a little bit about the White Ribbon Campaign. My dog is making a lot of noise tonight, sorry. The White Ribbon Campaign. And the main question is, where are the men? In the wake of a devastating gender-based massacre that took place in Canada in 1989, women demanded an answer to that very question. Where are the men in the fight to end violence against women and girls? In response, White Ribbon Campaign was created. The White Ribbon Campaign is a pledge that asks men to never commit, condone, or remain silent about violence against women and girls. Domestic and sexual violence is not a new issue. It impacts people in every town, in every country, across the world. It affects people regardless of gender or sexual orientation, but more historically, it has been addressed in the scope of women. Violence perpetrated against women and violence perpetrated against women by men. The White Ribbon Campaign works to rebrand the deeply embedded toxic ideal of masculinity. Masculine culture lets boys be boys by condoning bullying, sexism, and assault. But White Ribbon does otherwise. The campaign embodies intersectionality by recognizing that gender-based violence also intersects with race, sexuality, class, religion, and age, and that female-identified, trans, and gender non-conforming people face increased risk of violence. The campaign demands men's accountability and inclusivity, requiring them to specifically acknowledge and challenge their power and privilege in subtle and explicit ways. Some of White Ribbon's current projects include Neighbors, Friends, and Families, engaging immigrant and refugee communities as the NFF, and Draw the Line. NFF highlights the importance of intersectionality and remembering that domestic violence is not just a problem affecting white women and white people. Draw the Line teaches people to spot signs of sexual violence as well as trains people to safely intervene as bystanders. There is also hashtag 20 Minutes for Change, a campaign that encourages fathers to talk to their sons about sexual consent, and White Ribbon's PSA, Boys Don't Cry, which fights for the rights of boys and men to express full ranges of emotions without backlash that they aren't man enough. The typical characteristics of masculinity, such as toughness, control, sexual prowess, and emotionlessness, are not sustainable. The brand Gillette, notable for its razors and its motto, "The best a man can get," made headlines for its controversial ad attacking toxic masculinity. Some of the public fought back, saying that toxic masculinity doesn't exist, which only reinforces the fact that it is a problem in our society. The White Ribbon Campaign is not a cure-all for violence committed by men. It emphasizes that men can and should stop perpetrating violence against women. But this potentially leaves transgender and non-binary people out of the picture. It also must be taken into account that people will not change unless they want to. Some men, no matter how much they are educated or lectured, may refuse to hold themselves or their peers accountable for their contributions to violence. However, the White Ribbon Campaign brings men to the table and to the conversation in a way they were not before, and promises even more change, growth, and education that can help reduce gender-based violence. Now, I took this pledge a long time ago, and I just updated my pledge as I actually sat here and remembered that this campaign is still at work. I will post it on my community page where you can hit the start button midway down and take the pledge as well. It's not something that you have to make like monthly donations to. You don't even have to make one single donation. You just take the pledge and they ask you like how you're going to be part of it, and it gives you a list of things and you can choose one. But for me, for example, the one that I chose was I am willing to reach out and talk to young boys and men about the effects of violence. The whole thing is about violence, stopping it, learning, educating people, taking steps, making the promise to be another name on that list that, just won't condone the violence and will speak up and speak out and do anything and everything that you can to help. They also have their newsletter and stuff like that that they send out to keep you updated. And they have a hotline that is at 1-800-899-4000. This is a really good thing to be a part of. It connects you with other people who are against violence towards women, as well as against the violence towards trans and non-binary communities as well. Hopefully this will, become something that we can actually look back in a few years and see how long they have been in action and all the good that they have done with educating the people. If anybody has any other questions about these, you can contact them through email at info@reachma.org. Have a good night, everybody.